5 years ago, if someone told me that I would be the video producer at BuzzFeed India, I would tell them to get out of there. Because honestly, life is so unpredictable and it's a little insane how your path just kind of works out. My name is Shreya and you're listening to Misunderstood the Assignment. The assignment at hand today is our life's purpose. With us, we have some really interesting guests today. We have with us Farhad Karkaria, who is a writer, fellow podcaster, and a chef who clearly does not wear one hat. Farhad, we're so excited to have you today.
I do wear one shirt though, it's always black.
As we can tell. We also have with us our very own Aniket, who is the operations lead at BuzzFeed India. Aniket started this job as just taking up one project and cut to 4 years later, he's still here. So Aniket, I'm excited to know a lot more about your career path.
I'm excited too, but why did you sound so annoyed when you said I'm here for 4 years? She did sound annoyed.
That's for another podcast episode. So I want to dive right into the topic and I want to understand more about your career trajectories. Do you guys have careers that intersect with your educational background?
I studied mass media, but also there's so much happening in college and there's so many other options. So I would say it sort of aligns, but not really. I would say it's a little bit of a parallel, but not exactly what I studied.
I did BA. And I shouldn't make that face when I say BA is damn fun. It's chill. Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with the education I got.
What did you start off with and then how did you end up where you are today?
I had 2-3 years of after college where I just wasn't doing anything and my mom was going ape shit on me. Oh my God, you're just eating, you know how much rice you eat? Once she told me how much money they spend on just rice on feeding me. And it was huge, dude. And they were like, get out of the house, work and all of that. And I was so lost. I had no clue what I want to do in life. I was just bumming around, PlayStationing all day. In those 3-4 years that I was I remember whenever I would watch TV a lot and I would sometimes go hey, you know what? I could write funny ads. And I did not even know then that that's what the job, a person who writes ads is called a copywriter. So I remember Google again,
who writes ads?
Yeah, what are the people who write ads called? And then copywriter. And then I remember I just looked up 10 best advertising agencies in India. And I blindly applied to them because really my mom was annoying the shit out of me. I needed to get out of the house. And out of 10 of them, one worked out. I just went in okay, I'm moving to Bombay. It was a 2-week decision. But yeah, that's been the trajectory basically. I just felt
Yeah, I feel that's something that a lot of people struggle with in their 20s. There's just this whole picture that's put out there. I don't know who put it out there. It's not fair. 20s are your time to kind of figure out what it is that you like.
It's not even your time to figure out. It's your time to constantly.
True.
Just keep sorry. But, because then it becomes more clear as you know what, in this I was less of a and when you do that more and you keep repeating it, maybe you'll still not like it, but you'll at least figure out how to make money.
But that's true. I think choosing by elimination works the best for me because I can't make up my mind and pick something okay, this is what I want to do. It's more I'll try 4 different things and I'm oh, this one I don't mind. I'll just explore how it goes and then sort of that's how I ended up everywhere.
Yeah.
So have you had a kind of a job that you tried out and then you were okay, I don't like what I'm doing?
So interestingly, I did have a couple of jobs before I joined BuzzFeed. My very first job, it wasn't an internship. So I joined as an associate producer. I was sort of assisting the EP, who was this very celebrated EP in the industry, advertising, big commercials. Nothing below 2 crores for budget. It was all massive, big bucks.
Yeah.
But then I think after 2 years there, I realized this is the same thing over and over again and nobody's watching these ads and everyone's just going to skip it. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I don't care about it. Also, it's not the golden age of advertising or whatever that, ads are going to be remembered and those jingles are going to live forever. It's not. It's really not.
That age died AF.
I thought, this was not it. And then I switched over to more digital content. And that's when I was dabbling around in multiple channels and stuff as a producer, associate producer, whatever. When BuzzFeed came along and I was offered a bigger role and then I started handling everything here related to operations. So just trying out a bunch of things and you'll fail at 5 of them, but it will still be a story to tell.
So I wanted to ask both of you actually that has there been a phase, at least in your 20s, where you felt lost, like you were doing something and you were unsure about it, and what was that like? Like I'm sure we've all felt lost at some
I
point.
felt lost 4 times today.
Yeah, this set is quite confusing to get to.
No, like spiritually also. This whole rat race, one of the things I loved about COVID, and I might get cancelled for saying this, was I just felt so happy that I was out of the rat race. Suddenly everyone's grounded at home. Nobody can do what they want to do. I just felt so nice that everybody is coming. CTFO.
Nice.
But what I'm trying to is, it was while I was in that phase where 2-3 years I'm jobless, I don't know what to do. It was a horrible feeling because you have this pressure to do something. You start feeling like you're heavy on your parents financially and you're not figuring it out. And don't even get me started when you're like, Laja Bataka, it's so much more difficult for us, right? It's so much more difficult when you're gay and when you're queer. It's so much more difficult because you want to get out of your freaking house, We all are like herded like cattle, like fifth standard, say they start 10 standard is so important, then you give your 10 standard and 12 standard is so important, and then graduation is so important. It never ends otherwise. Like people will keep dumping this shit on you and you'll keep feeling like, oh my God, I need to do so much. I need to appease everybody. I've said too much about this. Just chill out a bit.
But it's true. Like I feel right after college when I moved out, I don't think there was just any time to think about feeling lost because I had already started a job. I'm like, oh, I need to make money, need to support family in whatever little way I can. So there was just no time to think about feeling lost. Of course, there was that feeling of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing at all, but there was no time on my schedule for it. So it was very like, now that like it's many years have passed, now when I look back, I'm like, oh wow, that was like
busy doing things.
Yeah, I was just like keeping myself busy. No, I mean, keeping myself busy as in the job was keeping me busy. So there was just nothing to process that. There was no time to process it.
Sleeping till like noon and then I've not showered yet and oh my God, it's 8 and another day is wasted. I went into that for 2-3 years.
So next up, I actually have a fun game for you guys. So since we are discussing life's purpose and careers in general, I have the names of a few celebrities here and I'm going to give you guys 4 options about what they did before they got famous. And you guys have to guess what it could be. The first one is Boman Irani. Owned a restaurant.
Oh, I know this.
Worked as
Parsi.
Of course.
Wafer seller. He sold wafer.
That's not an option.
Can we guess? Let us guess. Don't do options.
Go for it. Okay, guess.
Yeah, he used to sell wafers. Farsan, like he used to sell potato chips.
Is that a fact that
That's
you
a
read
fact.
somewhere?
I know that for a fact.
Oh,
I think he used to wait tables like at a restaurant.
So he did work as a waiter in Taj.
Okay.
I have
for
no
some
idea.
reason, I know too much about Boman Irani. He was also a photographer. He used to do cricket photography. I know that for some odd reason. But I know he used to sell potato chips at his father's shop.
Damn, Bowman's had a great life, career trajectory. We should have gotten him today.
Oh, you just got substitute Parsi.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonakshi Sinha. Do you all want to guess or should I guess?
Shatrughan Sinha's daughter.
Yeah, but
That's not.
I think should be like a producer, stylist, like off-screen but film-related roles.
Yeah, she was a costume designer on film sets.
Yeah.
Okay. Ranveer Singh.
He was an alternate source of energy to cure the
Bonvita.
oil crisis in the Middle East.
Chawanprash. He was
He was an
Chawan.
alternate source of energy before he became an actor.
I think he was like a finance dude, bro. Like
This should come as a shock to you, Farhad, because he was also a copywriter.
Where is my life headed? I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
You could be the next
I could be an
Ranveer
actor.
Singh,
Yeah.
Amitabh Bachchan. Do you all want options?
Yeah, no, I want to take a guess first. He was a radio presenter or something, a voiceover artist.
I think he was a writer.
He worked at an executive at a shipping company.
Oh, he has business vibes.
Yeah.
Agnipath, he's always sitting the ships and
Surya Vansham,
Yeah,
everything.
fun fact,
Amazing.
the other options were his characters in movies. Okay, Akshay Kumar, martial arts teacher, worked in marketing, manager at a restaurant or a model.
manager
All of
at
the
a
above.
restaurant.
I think all of the above. He was
in
definitely a martial
Bangkok,
arts.
Thailand.
Yeah.
He was a waiter, I kept hearing, so I'm assuming
Exactly.
a restaurant manager.
I think he was all of the above.
Wrong. He was just martial arts teacher because he was a waiter, but here it says manager at a restaurant.
So hi, we were right.
This
We
is
were
very
in the
MBA
area, na.
entrance exam quiz. Kind
Is
of
this
a
how
thing.
you get into MBA?
No, this is like
Well,
this.
you got your careers cut out for you. It's very easy to get into MBA.
No,
Just mark all answers.
I wanted to talk about the trick question thingy.
Oh.
They do that.
Didn't
Great.
get tricked.
Well, okay, that's the end of the game segment.
How sweet.
My next question to both of you guys is that do you all have any kind of regrets when it comes to not just education but just career paths or just something that you did in your 20s that makes you feel like had I not done that I'd probably be in a better place?
Regrets, I mean, regrets will come every day. It's just you have to be sort of okay with them, and it's about how you process and deal with them. But everyone has regrets, so do I. It's not a, even if a good thing is happening, the next day if something bad happens, you're like, oh, I regret taking this up. Just a part of life. You just have to suck it up a little.
In terms of regrets, I feel that was one thing I repeatedly felt the stress of like, oh no, this job is not dead end. Now I need to find a new gig. Oh my God, how will I? And the interview process, and that can be like excruciating, all
Yeah.
of it. But again, now where is all of it? Like it really, as you go along, it all just falls by
Falls
the
into
side.
place, exactly.
Although, I mean, I do feel there is definitely people for some problems may not be as big for us. Like, I mean, now it's, again, like I said, it's easier to say in retrospect, oh, everything works out and all, but sometimes people do have, very real problems,
Yeah.
and salaries are a problem. Even marks wise, I know we talked about it, but like getting good marks is a gateway to a better college, and getting that network in,
Yeah.
and then that network also sort of decides what kind of companies and stuff that you end up in. So that moment, of course, now it has passed for us, so we can easily say that, oh, everything's fine and everything's like hunky-dory now. But yeah, I mean, I think when somebody is in that position and those things are happening, these specific things and instances will get extremely magnified.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully it's best to, like Farhad said, be a little bit more kinder to yourself
Yeah.
and hope for the best. But yeah, it's still quite difficult to go through that.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this podcast. So, I hope you guys like this episode. So, make sure you tune in for that. You can find our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, or wherever you get your podcast from. Also, please don't forget to give us a rating and a review so that, I don't know, our podcast becomes viral or something.
Cute.